I remember sitting in my cubicle with these 3 walls around me, feeling trapped, but I did have one window out in the distance, which gave me the only sunlight that I saw all day. But the crazy part is this was my dream job. Even though it sounds like a prison, this is the job that I wanted. I was a senior web designer and developer. I was writing code. I was even getting paid pretty decently well, but I felt so empty. I was overworked, but I remember having a beach in Thailand as my background on my phone to motivate me and show me why I even got started in this business in the first place. And look, one day I decided I had enough and I wanted to go all in on myself. So what do you think I did? I quit. Look, I had a couple referrals. I made a couple $1,000s that month. I felt pretty good about myself. And I even had a couple clients paying me $100 per month as a hosting fee. I thought to myself, if not now, then when? Life is only going to get more complicated as I get older with more responsibilities. And I was so excited to leave that job and branch out on my own. And guess what happened as soon as I sat down the very next day and I decided it's time for me to build my business? I opened up my laptop and I realized I had no idea what to do. And long story short, if we fast forward 6 months, I got 0 clients. I absolutely sucked and I didn't know what I was doing. I spent random time on my phone, doom scrolling, or wasting time and just procrastinating only to get nothing done and making excuses in the meantime. So I had to get a job again. I had no reoccurring income. And honestly, I had bills to pay and I was tired of being broke. In fact, I remember picking up my girlfriend at her house and she looked good. Dude, I'm talking heels, everything. And it was only then that I realized that I forgot to tell her that we're just going to Subway. I couldn't afford anything nice or fancy or any of these expensive places. And as you can imagine, that was quite embarrassing. I can't take care of the people around me, let alone take care of my mom or my other family. And now if you fast forward a couple years in my journey, I was completely financially free, making over $20,000 per month from my business, being able to pay my mom a salary, travel wherever I want, live out of Airbnbs. And it's only because I understood some of these principles that I'm going to be sharing with you here today. So let's dive in. So look, if you are going to be a web designer, you're going to deliver websites for your clients, and sometimes they are going to look at that website and say, okay, thank you. Now what? What do we do now with this website? How do we actually get more traffic? How do we actually turn this into new business? How do we turn this into money? And that is why the real professionals in this industry understand that you have to create reoccurring income. Now, I know to some people that's an evil word. They don't know how to get clients to pay them anywhere from $100 to $200 per month for simple services, all the way up to $2,000 or $3,000 per month for more advanced services like marketing and advertising. Now, the real professionals that I have seen in my life that make $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 per month plus all have their own teams and have staff in place that are able to do this for them. They operate their web design business or their agency business as a real company. They're no longer this freelancer, this one-man show. And if you don't want to learn advertising services like Google ads or Facebook ads, you don't have to. You can also find a white label partner. And the way that works is you essentially pay a company $300 or $400 per month, and they take care of all the advertising for that client. So if you charge a client $1,000 per month for advertising, which is cheap, we charge $2,000 per month, and that's our service fee. But let's just keep it simple. You charge $1,000 and you pay $300. That still means you're making $700 per month in recurring revenue. And this white label partner that you have is running all of the ads for you, so you don't have to learn the skills. I literally remember clients asking me if I run Facebook ads or Google ads because they want more business. And I said no. Look at all this money I was leaving on the table. And I'm not going to go super far in depth into these recurring services because I have a ton of other videos. If you want to see exactly what we offer, you can watch my other video on my channel about how we make over $21,000 per month from my agency. after this video. Look, in the beginning, I viewed myself as this generalist web designer, and I would service anyone that would freaking pay me. The more service oriented I became around my clients, and I kept asking, what else? What else can I do for you? What else can I solve for you? The better I became. And as I kept leveling up and evolving and offering more to my clients, I realized they stayed on for longer. They were much happier. And they paid me more every single month than any other clients. And the reason for this is because you genuinely become a better option for that business owner. If, let's say, you have a bunch of clients that are landscapers and you start to understand that industry a little bit, you start to understand what it's like for them to deal with their customers. And so now you're building a website that isn't just any generic website, but you're building something that allows them to get more estimates. Meaning more quotes, meaning they can make more money. And not only that, but now you are beginning to understand that they actually don't want more phone calls. They say they do, but what they really want is more booked appointments. And so now when you talk to a client, you all of a sudden can offer them an automatic appointment generation machine, because you're not just delivering random website leads to them, but now you're actually booking them appointments and even following up with those appointments automatically using automations and AI and all of this. Now imagine your client is telling you, hey, we're getting too many website form submissions. How can we filter from the low quality ones and the high quality ones? And you give them that solution because you've built it before. You have this quote estimator form that you can plug into their website, and people that are on their website can get an automatic price based on their specifications and how big their lawn is or their property. And now you can deliver that for the client. And if you compare that web designer with someone that's generic, if we build websites for e-commerce stores and then for flower shops and then for CrossFit gyms, and they have this massive portfolio, they won't be able to help this landscaping client that you're working with as much as you, and you'll be able to charge 5 times more what the other web designer charges. Let's talk about getting clients. If you're anything like me, you probably have no idea how to actually generate new clients. No one ever taught you that. Maybe you've even tried to read some sales book or some negotiation book, but it doesn't help you at all. There's no tangible advice. And so you're left kind of scurrying around and hoping that someone reaches out to you, hoping that you get a referral. Maybe you've even tried cold calling a couple businesses from Google or from a phone book, but nothing seems to be working consistently. Now, over the years, I've met a ton of web designers. I've seen people go to these BNI meetings, these Chamber of Commerce meetings, and actually get some pretty decent sized website projects from these local business groups. In fact, there was one guy in Vegas that I met, and that's all he did. When I lived there, he told me all he did was go to these local networking groups, and he had a multi-6-figure per year web design business. So I know it works, but the problem is you can't necessarily crank that up. You can't just say, I want more referrals today. And most web designers completely avoid this because they just don't want to focus on sales. They don't want to focus on getting new meetings. They want to be web designers. You would probably rather sit there and look at different templates and design different things than actually reaching out to clients and telling them about your services. And that's fine. That was me as well. But the only way that you're actually going to grow your business is if you have a system that will automatically put meetings on your calendar. So you can wake up and you just have people to talk to every single day about your services. This is the only way you're going to build a life that you actually like. The only way you'll be able to go to restaurants and not even look at the price of any food. This is the only way you'll be able to retire your family or retire your mom and pay them a salary like I did. Having this in place allowed me to buy my first Rolex, has allowed me to travel the world anywhere I want, live out of Airbnbs, and know that I'm going to be okay because I have unlimited meetings that I can book on my calendar. Honestly, you need to get to $10,000 per month ASAP. And that's when your life will shift the most. Going from $10,000 to $20,000 a month Even though, yes, you doubled your income, your happiness and your quality of life does not go up. You just might be flying business class now. You might be eating slightly fancier food or slightly fancier restaurants and over tipping and overpaying for things, but you don't actually care. It doesn't matter as much as going from 0 to 10,000 per month. And I know me saying this might upset some people, but honestly, I just want to motivate you and tell you what's on the other side once you actually put this all together and once you figure it out, because it will be tough and you're going to need that motivation in the back of your mind of what's waiting for you when you push past all the difficult moments and the challenges that you're going to have and all the rejection that you're going to face when you're pitching your services, but no one wants to sign up. So focus on creating a lead generation system and then go all in. I have countless of other videos on my channel where I go super in depth into all this click by click. I show you click here, click there. This is how you do it. So if you want to learn more about how to do that, you can check those out after this video. And last, but certainly not least, you want to have multiple packages in your web design business. I did this completely wrong. I've done so many meetings with businesses and pitched them a $4,000, $5,000 website, knowing damn well that they are not going to be able to afford it. Not every client's going to be a good client. And yet still, I could have downsold them a cheap copy-paste website that would have taken me 10 minutes to do, and I would have had monthly recurring revenue. This is not the ideal situation if you want to sell expensive custom websites. However, you can build an amazing baseline of income if you just have a bunch of people paying you $150 a month for hosting. And you don't have to stick in that $4,000 to $6,000 range. I've seen other web designers charge $10,000, $15,000 per project, but that's not going to be for everyone. In fact, I used to work at a big dental marketing agency and all of their websites were more expensive than that. But all in all, the hardest part about this business is getting people interested in your company and then getting them to show up on Zoom so you can actually pitch your services. If you don't have a high ticket plan and a low ticket plan, you are wasting a lot of time and a lot of meetings. You've already put in all the energy to book the meeting. You've put in all the time. You've set a time block in your calendar that you're going to be speaking to this person. So it doesn't make sense to just let them go and not have a cheaper plan, a cheaper package for them that they can actually move forward with. And I've just found that a lot of times clients are cool with just a copy and paste website if they have nothing up. Because I'm sure you and I can both agree that them having something and a place to put some of their portfolio and having a place to showcase a couple of their reviews is still better than zero and not being found online at all. So if you want to learn more about sales and you want to learn about how to not only get clients on meetings, but actually convert them into paying customers, I'm going to link up a video right here.